Hi, Gemini. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. This is your reading for October 2022. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I will not be doing the weeklies this week. And my little mini message is, it'll pass. So I don't know what that means. Feels like, I don't know. It's almost like you've been waiting for something to pass, or some sort of feeling, or some sort of energy. And I feel like it'll pass. All right. I've been, doing videos, and I do a different order every week. And like the sun is not cooperating. And honestly, in the past hour or so, it's never been so loud here. Maybe it's me, but it's like more ambulances, more trucks, more alarms, more people on the street, more everything. It's like, so it'll pass. Whatever's going on with me is usually a little mini message, whatever sign I'm reading at the moment. Okay. Maybe I'll light my little candle. I don't know if you watched my live. I did a live for the 25th for the moon. And I got this candle at this store here. It's almost worse than what's that cheap store that sells the candles in the malls? It's worse than that. It's really bad. But I don't think it was $3. All right. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So a new clarity, a new abundance, a new nourishment is coming in, and this how do I put it? Self-conflict, being stuck in your head. I feel like that's going to pass, and a new balance is going to come in. And maybe there might be somebody comes through to help you through it, right? Or a new idea, somebody comes in that like balances you out, or like, friend or something like that. Yeah. And you're going to be able to cut out all this nonsense in your head of, this is kind of like sitting around worrying about worst case scenarios. Like that's what this energy is. It's like sitting around worrying about worst case scenarios. It's like, um, is that even based in reality kind of thing? You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm really worried about like the state of the world in 2500. What about lunch? What are you going to have for lunch? Yeah. Having a strategy to get out of it, right? Toward, doing something, toward having an action. Like maybe it's time to like open your mind a little bit. Definitely. Lots of new ideas coming through. But I feel like something needs to pass through you first. Something there's an energy or a thought pattern that needs to just almost, I don't know, dissolve. Yeah. Yeah. How about like if you're sitting around daydreaming all day, right? Which, we all do. I think it's a really good thing. It's like, well, why don't you daydream? Don't daydream like about how you're going to tell off your next door neighbor. Daydream about the flowers you're going to plant this spring. You know, and fill yourself with the joy of the flowers instead of the well, you know, I'm going to show them. There's somebody that stays here who's so negative, and all the other guests know it too. It's not like I'm imagining things. And what I realized this morning, it's like he's bitter. Like I haven't met somebody bitter in a long time, and I almost didn't recognize it. It's like so um, I can't even get into it. It's like that, and now I'm looking for a new apartment, and hopefully I'll be out like in 2 or 3 days. Well, I will be, come hell or high water. I can tell you that. I'm going to be out of here in 2 or 3 days, even if I have to just rent another place for a month until I find something. Like I just made that decision in this moment because I'm looking for places, and it's like they don't get back to you, or this one is that this doesn't work, or that doesn't work, or it's too far, or too expensive, or whatever. And so even if I have to take another place for a month or a week, until I find something, that's fine, but because I'm done with this place. And it served its purpose, but it's time to move forward. And uh, that, this guy is like a weed that keeps on growing. It's like, all right, the time to move is now. The time to act is now. The time to like, get on your passion is like, she has this energy of immediacy, of immediacy. It's like, well, I'm going to wait. No, it's like, no, he is not waiting. There's no waiting here. It's like you want something, you want to go after your dreams, you want to be satisfied. Yeah, go. Oh, I'm just going to wait for the ice cream to be delivered to me. Go to the ice cream store. Look at your ice cream. Follow your intuition. Toward abundance, toward creativity, toward flow, toward ease. You'll have enough money, don't worry. This is a really important card. I have yet to get back to Tarot Tuesdays. I think once I establish myself in an apartment, I'll be able to like really have a schedule about when I do readings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because here it's like I do a Tuesday, and sometimes I do a Wednesday, and sometimes it's like I gotta wait for the sun and I gotta wait. I think once I establish myself, because in a lot of ways, being here in Mexico, I've been here for 6 months, and it's been these levels of like establishing myself more. It's almost like roots of a tree. They take a while to get down and to get really embedded in the earth. And that, like, I'm in the process of that. I'm in the process of that. And I feel like getting out of this place and moving into a new place is really like more the roots. Anyway, the death card is so profound. The death card is really like the transformation is so complete and so all encompassing, I guess is the word. It's not really the right word. That it's almost like you don't recognize yourself. It's almost like I don't recognize who I used to be. I don't recognize how I used to think. I think differently. I act differently. I dress differently. I'm a different person. I'm a different person. That is what's really going on. And this is the last vestige of and this is like the energy of this card is like being in your own way of participating in worst case scenarios and participate. See what I mean? It's like that energy. And it's like, worry, 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 worry. It's not going to do anything for you. It's just going to make worry just brings more worry. It's kind of like it just grows. I concentrate on it, it grows. It's like that. And I feel like, there's a new balance coming in and maybe help from other people. And this ability to cut it out and this ability to have a choice to live in nourishment, abundance. I'm not saying like, oh, you're going to plug in. It's like, oh, I got $1 million in the mail this month. Abundance is not about necessarily money. I mean, that's part of it, but abundance is really about sitting in the gratitude, sitting in the gratitude for what it's working, sitting in the gratitude for and with the dreams you have, the way your mind works, the gratitude of being alive, the gratitude of having a place, the gratitude of having friends, the gratitude of having enough to eat. Even if it's like, well, I really want to spend this month, I really want to have filet mignon every night. And, having this, well, not every night, but you know what I mean. But having the gratitude, it's like, well, I made eggs and they were really delicious. And I'm really glad that I have the ability to make eggs and that I have, a place with gas that I can turn on the gas and I can make eggs. And, I made it a little special. I put a little cheese in it and, like that. Instead of, oh, I have to eat eggs because I'm on a budget. And, I can't really afford meat. And, you keep on sitting in that, then eventually you get to beans. I mean, not that beans are bad, I like beans, but not every day. I mean, in Mexico, we eat beans every day, but you know what I'm saying. Not as the main course. I, I feel like that's coming to an end. This energy of lack of seeing things in this negative, you know. So we're sitting this morning over there. So there's a girl who's downstairs, really nice girl. We're just chit-chattering. And there's this guy who's leaving. He's from England. And it's his last day. He's been here for like a few weeks. We've all, sort of seen each other. And then this bitter guy comes down, and it's like, well, now we have three New Yorkers, and it's like, don't you ever have anything good to say? Like, like I don't really want to be around that energy. So that's part of the, like, even if I don't find a place that is that serves my needs in the next day or two or three, then I'm definitely moving on from here. Period. Like that's it. I'm not dealing with that. And because it kind of affects you. It's sort of like living in a cold apartment. Like living in a cold apartment and saying, well, if it's not windy, it's not bad. It's like, no, 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 I don't, maybe I don't have to live in a cold apartment, right? Maybe I don't have to like live with putting a sweater on every day, or right. So it's a little bit like that. I think that's the switch in your head. It's like, and you see yourself like treating yourself like that or thinking like that. And it's like, no, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to bring in new balance. We're going to bring in a transformation. I don't even recognize that person needs to live in that cold apartment and complain all the time. That's what's going on. I think I finally hit it on the head. Toward abundance, toward nourishment, toward clarity, letting go of this crazy thinking, being more balanced, the complete end of the transformation. Understanding that no matter what, you're going to be able to juggle it. And, you're juggling from one into another. So, it's quite the transition. Lots of new ideas coming through, having a strategy as to how to be clear-minded toward your dreams, acting on it, trusting your intuition toward abundance, toward creativity, toward flow, toward ease. That's a nice reading. Blessings.